All right. Hello, everyone. I'm just gonna get started. So, I have absolutely no clue where I left off. I think I realized that I had made a mistake in the ratios. Um, let's see. I was doing copper, but I took a break because I need to do iron. I'm running out of it. So, I have just this side set up due to a lack of materials. And then we're bringing it down. And I don't think I made it further than that. Oh, daisies. Nope, I'm definitely not making it back up. That's my bad. Okay. Oh, completely missed it. Alright. My power grid's probably yelling because of how often it's fluctuating. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Alright. So I was thinking I was gonna have 2 rows of this the same way I have. Well, I have 1 row of this, but I was gonna have 2 rows of iron. But at the very least, I need to get another section ready. Oh my gosh, I was playing Factorio for the first time and I'm still stuck in the control scheme for it. So apologies with my many misclicks. Don't do that one. There we go. Okay. I gotta do logistics. More logistic floors. Okay. I'm probably not gonna get many foundations. Oh, that's actually quite a bit more than I thought I'd be able to get. Oh, okay. I guess I'm using this one right here. Okay. I guess it's this one. Okay. Okay. And this is just white. It doesn't really matter which version. Okay. Got the coloring set up. So for this one, we'll just pick, I don't know, purple. Actually, you know what? Yeah, purple's fine. So there were 2 issues. One thing I wanted to do was to address the... I made a silly mistake because I decided to do... I'm like sitting here with like, oh, well, I have 8. And you know, I have to do a loop back. And like, that's just entirely false. Because I could have simply We'll have to clear out pretty much all of this, unfortunately. Yep. So instead, what I could very easily do is have a splitter here. And then a splitter here. And have one here. So this goes this direction, this already goes here. And then the whole point is I could just take this and do it over there as well, and then have a splitter one layer back be right here. Exactly where the old splitter was. It'll have to do that, which is a little annoying, but not that big of a deal. The benefit is largely, you know, that I don't have any loop back. You know, I get to avoid that entirely. So, it's very cool. I don't know why I just did not think of that with ratio-wise. Okay. And then that's gonna go into here. And we'll just have them all running. I'm not too concerned. Now we'll just have, yeah, so we'll have this run, and can simply turn this off and just have 2 run. Actually, I think the belt I'm pulling from is a pure node. Pretty sure. Yes, so we're definitely getting 120 out of that, so I should be running 3 of these. Or 4 of these. 3 or 4? 4 of these. Should be using a Mark II out of that. Mark II here. Yeah, so... Okay. So this is the proper speed now. Now we can take this, and we can route it over to this platform and start... I think I want to make plates first, because I'm running low on those. As a matter of fact, I think I'm like completely out. But okay, so sipping some tea. All right. Either way, let me go grab a constructor. And for the constructors, I believe, let's see, I was doing 12 here or 11. I don't remember why. Oh well. Oh yeah. Was it like by 45? Why was I thinking 45? I have to recoup my train of thought. So this is 15. And then this is 20. So I was splitting up 480 into thirds. So 160 divided by 20 is 8. And then 320 divided by 15 is 21. 22. So 22 with some change. So this was going to be... Yeah, so this is going to be 2 layers of this. And then this layer is going to feed over to here for cabling. The second layer will be accessible for everything else. So looking at this realistically, I mean, I'm pretty sure 40 divided by 30 will be 16, so I'll have 16 on a line. Yeah. In that case, we'll have a manifold coming out, and I think I might need a little more this way. Let's go grab some concrete. Yeah. So I spoke to some people about how I'm streaming, and one of the things is that the way I speak ends up sounding very disjointed. Part of that is because I feel the need to like fill up the sort of, that sucks. Fill up the audio. But I do end up forgetting that, you know, it's a stream, it's not a YouTube video, so having natural pauses is just a thing. So I'm gonna try and improve and, you know, actually have a conversational tone rather than what I was doing a little bit before, which was more in... I was trying to have a conversation, but it came out more as like run-on thoughts. So we'll see how it goes. But let's see. So the constructors, we'll start them off here. Do I start them off against the thing? I do. Okay. We'll do 2 rows of 8. I should really just push for steel making and then get the blueprint stuff. I really should. Oh, shucks. So, alright. We'll just do 4 for now. We'll have 2 rows. Because we're running out of space in the direction of the space elevator, granted I can move it more, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay. All these are hooked together. Cool. So this will make plates. We'll have a amount of plates. Wow. Oh geez, I don't even have the iron plates to make iron plates. A little funny. do you make iron plates if you don't have... There's gotta be a way. Oh, the hub. Well, in that case, we're just gonna take a little just to get started. Okay, so I'm trying to think about it. Getting the output over here quickly would be the smartest thing. Based off this, I can pretty much guarantee that the floor hole, I can fit it, you know, right in the center of this foundation. So I'll just replicate that over here. So assuming, kind of want it in between these two. Just for now, we're just going to link it up. I'm not going to concern myself with merger, splitters, and such. I don't actually need the merger because I won't have any... Sorry. Just an idea popped in my head for that. Let's bring it down here. Honestly, feel like it's definitely not going to fit or reach, but yeah, I need a lot of iron plates. Don't tell me I don't. Yep, I did. Okay. There's a chance I have a bunch of iron plates lying around. Let me just make sure I have enough there. So it's a 3-to-2 ratio, so if I need 20 for... Oh no, I needed 30 to make the... whatchamacallit? Belt to reach over. So 54 should be enough. 45 is what I was looking for, but in the time I was computing that in my head. Okay. Got some iron, so I'll take that, but not what I'm looking for. What about here? Oh, wow. This whole time I'm like struggling. Silly me, silly me. And there's a crafting bench right here. Cool. And there. Okay, so the two belts are connected. We have to link up power. we're just going to go with that for now. We will readjust at a later time. Alright. So now we're making some plates again. I'll have to make screws, which is not fun. Okay, so I have 4, I'll just need 4 more. And then the outer edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there. So we can section it off here. So this will be where we make iron plates. We will have a bunch. And then I guess I'll make the just trying to reach there. I guess I'll make the screws or rods. I'm debating right now. I think I'll put the screws right here, and I can put the rods right here, and have reinforced materials built here. I think we'll do that. So, grab our purple. Okay. Ooh, did I? Yep. Might as well go for that power slug. That's what caught my eye. Unless I hope. Nope, he's right here. Oh. Down we go. Am I out of reinforced plates as well? I might be. Yeah, okay. So I'm running on fumes in terms of building material. So we're gonna have to, yeah, I guess my decision's made for me. We're making screws next. So, don't overshoot it. Okay. And for this one, we'll just do orange. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to have 2, and we're going to just drop these all in. We'll just do 4. this awkwardly in the middle. We won't leave that there. Yeah, might as well. And I'm already missing cable because I put off making cable over here. Should I at least have some cable production set up? The answer is yes, but am I going to do it? That answer is probably closer to a no. I should do it right now. Why'd I leave a gap? Oh well. The decision was made a while ago. I don't know why I did that. And let me check over here. How many do I have running here? 1, 2, 3. Because they each take 45. Oh yeah, that's 11. Oh well. And we're up here. Okay. And I need cable for that. Cool. Let's make more. I will run a separate belt, but for the time being, I'm just going to slap on a splitter. It's too steep. What does it mean? So confused. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Is it just too short? Well, shucks. Ew. Wait, but like, you let me connect it. That's horrible. Like, you saw it would work, but then the moment I try to do it... Yeah. Oop. The moment I try to do it or like in straight mode after I put this here, it's like, nope, this has to be a completely different format. Even though it's technically identical. Oh well. Okay, so now we're making some screws. We can get the area, whoops. Now, here's what I have to think about though. So this will use up 8 coming in. Nope. Wow. Can't believe I messed that one up. So how much? So this uses 12.5. Okay, so 480 divided by 12.5. 40. Ooh. I can have 10 and I'll split them 2 ways. Let's see, because if I do... So it's 38.4. If I aim for... Hmm... If I aim for 40, then I'll have to do 20 and 20, which means I'll have to do... Let's see, 4 times 5, so 2, 2, and 5 is a prime, so... In terms of belt logistics, that's going to be a hassle. I did not realize that. I think this is where my interest in doing, what do you call it? Balanced belts is starting to wane. Because, I mean, manifold is a lot nicer. You just slap down a line, slap down a number. Either way, though, let's just go with the assumption of needing to do the 20. Okay. So this will take it in. This will make us a bunch of cast iron screws, or just screws. Yep. Cool. Oh yeah, actually. Oh well. So these are the plates. These are the screws. So we'll have 2 rows of 20, theoretically. I'll put the rods right here. Let's put the reinforced plates over here. So we ended up using 3 slots aside from the center manifold. So we have 1, 2, and then 1 more for color. Okay. So we'll be doing the same thing there. So let's make the... I have the space, so we'll just deconstruct that. Oh well, away it goes. So sad. We'll remake it in a minute though, so not a big deal. I'm going to estimate that this is going to be the same in terms of distance or size. All right. Let's make... See, actually, because I'm going to make steel production and I'll just place it right here. But I do plan to have 2 rows of this. So how wide does this go? Because this takes up 2. It's going to be... So this is 3. The center lane, so 3 right here. so that's actually going to be quite a bit. Is that really what I plan on doing? Okay, yeah. So I do think I was planning on having two, because logistically, if I'm thinking I'm going to have a full belt line on this, a full belt line on that, which I don't think I will. I think I have a little less than a full belt line for screws, at least. So in that case, I think, yeah, we'll aim for having two of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll do another 7. Okay. And then we have to have the color. And this one's pink, I believe. Yes, it is. Okay. All right. So you know what? Actually, there is room for a very thin line of assemblers. I think we might be able to do it. Funny enough. I'll have to go get more concrete. Cool. I'm using up my concrete about as quick as I make it, which isn't great, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, so logistically, I have two blocks to fit whatever I choose to do with these assemblers, which they do fit a little bit over on these, but they are too long, so I can't really fit them nicely. What to do? Because cables will be there, rods will be there. Steel will be right over here. I think we can afford, you know, maybe one block out. Because with the assemblers, I mean, I'm planning to make... Let's see, I think this is where I kind of am going to end up switching over to manifolds and redoing stuff later again. Once we get steel done, because I do need steel. I chose to remake the base right before steel, and I regret it because of blueprints, but decisions were made. So, for the reinforced iron plates, so see, this is what I'm thinking, because this takes in 30 per minute, and we're not making that much per minute. So I'm thinking... let's just have two of these to start with. And yeah, we'll have to push this out. Oh joy. I almost fell. Now for here, I'm thinking... It's interesting. See, this one wanted to be placed sort of out a little. Oh, because I didn't flip it around the correct direction. So we can do that. It looks a little silly. Okay, it actually does not look nearly as silly as I thought it did. Okay, you know what? That's fine. And then we actually run the second belt right underneath. The only conundrum being that it's going to intersect, which is not great. So theoretically, what I can do, even though they'll be slightly offset, is have them not get overlapped like that. Even just having them here. Because this does not overlap. It's very tight, but it's still fine. Yep. Yeah, I think we'll switch to manifolds because having to do 2 layers of belt balancing is unfortunately not great. We'll revisit it. I'll keep that in my mind, but we get to pick a color. Pick yellow. Hazard yellow. It's actually not a bad yellow. Not entirely against it. It's like a very... This is like a pastel yellow. We'll see. Okay. So reinforced plates. We can feed plates and stuff into there. Does it actually reach? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know if it would actually reach. This one definitely does not. This one looks like it does, but we'll see. So, okay. I'll have to put down flooring so I can actually reach that section. Hmm. how to handle this. Because I did not think that one through. I guess I'll just drag this one over first and we'll figure it out. I could just very simply grab this out and just keep the distance between the two. So that's about a conveyor belt's distance. That feels right. Okay, there we go. That's not too bad. So this should be plates. This should be screws. Once I actually put power to it. Similar deal here. Corners. Okay. Oh man, I'm almost out of cable again. Nothing is gonna stop me from running out of cable. Okay, that was a really bad line place. Okay. So we do have screws flowing down. So albeit slowly, we're back to making reinforced plates. So that's a good spot. So while that's running, let's start our wow, I built that out far. Let's build out our foundries, which is where we're going to do steel. Okay. I'm probably getting a bunch of ratios wrong and stuff, and overproducing and underproducing, but again, I say again, it's a starter factory, so it's not the end of the world doing all that. The major thing is at least just making some of everything. That's the big deal. So, so that's gonna involve foundries. Oh, so it is time. Modular frames. I don't make any of those. What does it take to make them? Shucks. Well, we can start making some of those, but let's at least get a couple foundries down. I think quite literally we're gonna get a couple foundries down. It's a little funny. We might even just get one down. So foundries are the same deal as assemblers in the sense that... Oh wait, you can pick... Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you could do that. And I'm missing concrete. Oh. Darn. Did not mean for that to happen. So because they have the two inputs, I have to do that staggered sort of input lines. So it's almost time to go all the way back to our power plant and take those 2 copper or coal lines. All right. So we'll need 2 for the smelter. Okay. Am I gonna just do the manifold? I might just do the manifold. I'm debating. We'll do the manifold. So we'll have 1 block, and then we can just fit this. See, it doesn't fit nicely, and I can nudge it. But like... yeah, it's fine. We'll just fit it on as nicely as possible. And as you can see with the steel ingot, we have 3 iron ore and 3 coal as our inputs. So doing the exact same thing, take the first input, slap on a splitter, and then for this one, put the splitter a little bit out. That's a little funny. What? I guess I didn't align it. I thought I did. Oh, I aligned their outputs. Okay, that's a little annoying that the hitbox is working that way. Oh, that's too close. Yep, perfect. So we're gonna end up doing that. And then we'll have the merger lines right here. So we'll need some power. And I'm missing cables again. Darn. Cables are kicking my butt. It's kind of funny. All right. And I'm going to anticipate having more than one, so we'll just put that there. So we're gonna end up feeding this over to these 2. Yeah, to right along here. Did I get the sizing wrong? I think I got the sizing wrong. Also, I'll need more space for these anyways, because... Actually, well, maybe not. Let me see real quick. So 45 per minute. So it's going to be 11. Let's just go with 12. Let's just go for 11, actually. And 12, 6 on either side. Yeah, we'll do that. So 6 on either side, and this takes up, like, ever so slightly more than 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, I mean, this should be fine. Just go with this for the time being. Especially since this is an intersection point anyways, might as well. Let's see, what color? I think we'll pick... Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Alright. That's our foundry. Oops. Oh, don't tell me they're all yellow. Okay, good. I thought I was hoping I picked that one, but I got worried. Okay. So same deal as before, just with a different starting resource. I have to fight to get back up, but we just pick out good old constructor. On that note, how are we doing over here? We're doing decent, I'll say. What's the holdup? Not feeding enough input to here? Yeah, looks like it. Oh well. I'm actually gonna need... Let's go grab more plates from down here. We're gonna need to bring coal over, and that's gonna be a whole mission and a half, honestly. So where are the plates? Right here? Might as well just take them all. So we have some iron ore right here, so let me check real quick. I'm pretty sure it's an impure, but let's just make sure it is. So let's go grab the coal and start bringing it over. 2, I have the resources to make a miner. Yes, I do. Cool. Oh, that's a normal one? That'd be real cool. These are both impure. Mark II miner, these will essentially produce 120, but fine the way they are now. Hopefully it's not too... Okay, that's fine. There's enough clearance. Okay. So we have that one there. Why does that not feel correct? Don't tell me I built this off of a wrong platform. Oh, man. Are you serious? Is this whole thing built off of a wrong... No way. I built my power plant off... Oh, man. I built it off World Grid. Maybe I did that on purpose. I'll have to review why I did that. I really hope it was on purpose. This one might actually... I wasn't thinking about this one being the issue, but no, okay. Cool. Not the issue. But, yeah, we can't do that one. Alright, and we'll grab off power here. Honestly, yeah, let's just upgrade that to tier 2. So I'm thinking that we'll bring both belts together right here. Just do that then. We'll bring this one over that a ways. Alright. So, the spaghetti is beginning to form, just ever so slightly. Okay, and we're going to bring it to the outside of this river, and we're going to flow alongside the river from that point. So, let's bring it around. How's it looking over here? It's probably looking real slow. Yes, it is. So, we'll end up cleaning these belts up later. A major part is later on having these belts on the ground level is not great. So, moving away from that's going to be a big deal. Getting belts set up, you know, in the air on their own belt highways. See, my computer's doing the same thing, all the foliage. I'll have to pick up a lot of the leaves. I will say, I do think it is the foliage that was causing that issue a stream or two ago with sort of the game lagging. Because other areas of the map do not have this many entities. Like, they do have a lot of foliage as well, but not like this. So, unless I'm wrong and it's just the mod I have, which in that case, you know, once I head to the greener parts of the map, I'll very quickly know whether it's the mod or not. If it's the mod or just this area in comparison. Okay. Alright. We'll start bringing it upwards, since I'm remembering that it's not going over there. We're bringing it all the way over to sort of we're bringing it up over to this section right here, not over here. So having it be in that section makes a little, doesn't make much sense. So I think I'll bring it up just a little, as long as we're headed towards it. Then we're gonna sort of very rapidly, okay, maybe not that rapidly, but like eventually sweep over. Actually, might as well. Yeah, might as well go this way. That's fine. Oh, wow, I'm out of iron plates. Okay. Well, time to go get more. So. Nope, this is reinforced plates. This is iron plates right over here. We are barely keeping up with production, it seems. No, okay, that was a total and utter lie. I don't know why. Okay. Okay. Just gonna bring it right down here. We'll leave some space for one more belt, which will be the iron belt heading this direction. Okay, so let's build out this floor a little at least. Need more concrete. It's hard to do the hitboxing while moving, but I tried. Let's head over, grab more concrete, keep building. Should at least, honestly, build out the center lanes. Okay, maybe not that far. Okay. Let's start making some steel ingots, so. The inputs, let's just say I'll drag them up from here and here. That's very close. Whatever. Ew. Did I not centerline it? Ooh, I didn't. Okay, there we go. So these two are set up. And as such, I'm thinking, wow, there's an iron node right there. I have so many nodes that I'm just not tapping for resources. It's kind of a shame. Oh well. At least we have coal that's slowly making its way over. Very slowly. So this. If that's an impure node, I think I'm gonna mix the two on the way over. I'll merge them. Yeah, I figured. With my luck, you'd be normal. I guess I'll just take you directly instead. Alright. I wonder what that sound was. Okay. Whoops, whoops. Just one higher. Yeah, there we go. This better be aligned. I was gonna lose it if it wasn't. Okay. Is this fully on it? It's ever so slightly off, so, you know, just to be... Psych, I lied. I'm not doing that. Because apparently I'm not allowed to. Let's put a power line right here. This should reach that one. And... no? Too long. Okay, there we go. So we got power, we got juice. So let's bring these up, say here. Sure, yeah. Oh, coal's made its way here. Awesome. Okay, in that case, we will... wow. See, but curve is nicer. I can't believe it's making me do this. There we go. And then here, same deal, missing concrete. Okay, we'll go get concrete. But at least the copper's made its way over. And we didn't have to sort of wait to get it. I meant to go grab concrete. That is not what I went to do. I was running off, doing something. Definitely not grabbing concrete. I am using way too much up. Is it gonna hurt? Okay. So we're gonna grab this up. And there we go. So we have coal and iron being brought up into the facility. Let's see. So we'll just pick a lane. It doesn't particularly matter. I think we'll just do it this way just because this is the most convenient way of doing it. Are you going to work or are you going to fight? Cool, you're going to work. So we have copper coming up that line. Hopefully in the next few seconds we're going to see iron on this line. Ever so slowly. Never mind. So we'll be making 45 steel ingot. Wow. Amazing. Especially because I only have 60 in. Alright. I know we're setting it up, but just for the time being, I think I'm just going to be lazy. And just have a constructor here. And a constructor here. And we're just gonna split them. Honestly. just to make some steel beams and make some steel pipes. Just at least to get in the door with them. Okay. So, realistically, in maybe 20, maybe 20 minutes? I don't know. Either way, we're making some right now. We can start addressing other things later, but let's go check on our reinforced plate production. It's going well. I think I'm going to put a container out here and just pipe stuff over to it, just for the time being. So, I wish it would show the paint. That would be really cool. You'd be able to see it sectioned off. I will say, I think that's one place where, having just started playing Factorio, I think that's one place where Satisfactory's map can sort of improve a lot. Sort of having the logistics and having everything shown, having, what is it called? Like, sort of like this, where you have cartograph menu, where you can pick categories, disable categories. This is quite granular, but, you know, showing logistics to a larger extent would be very cool. So what's going on here? Is it because I'm using Mark 1s? No, I'm using Mark 2s. Is it because this is what Mark 1? Yeah. That would be why. Because I'm trying to transport. Yeah, that would be why this is limited. Because I think I have more than enough plates. Just piping in far too little. Alright, so I'm supposed to have 400 reinforced plates. I have maybe a little more than 100. And now I'm falling all the way down. Ouch. Let's go take a look at what we have here. So there's the blueprints one. That one's cheaper. We could definitely head towards that. But Minor Mark 2's a big deal. Okay. Okay. Do I not have any from... Yes, okay. So I do have some from when I was exploring. So that'll help. And let's see how we're doing on the MAM. All signs are pointing to making modular frames. Modular frames become one of the issues later on in the game, from what I've seen, because you end up having to make heavy modular frames, and then those get used for literally like everything late game, so the game just turns into like, how much iron can you convert into modular frames? So, a little funny. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. I'll have to fix that, but... Alright. So that one's almost done. Honestly, I'll probably end up just turning this one off. Let this get the full 45 per minute. So that way we're making at least closer to like 12. Or actually, I think we'll be making exactly 12 per minute. So that'll at least be a little faster, not greatly, but all right. I think looking for a source of SAM is going to be a big deal because I want dimensional depots. To get that, I need SAM. So, do I have... I do. I have 3, so that should be fine. Making a car and bringing it with me would be the smart idea, but I don't think I even researched that. Yeah, I literally don't have the transport tab at all. Sure. You know what? Let's go for this ma'am. Or, not ma'am. Let's go for this Mercer Sphere. Alright. How to get this? Sorry about the background noise. I can't even reach that thing. I should be far enough away. I was not. That's great. I love that. And I can't even tell if they're aiming towards me or not. Oh shucks, there's one right up there. All right, we'll put a pin in that. We'll go get that thing later. But finding Sam is still a big deal. Let's see. What is it going to take to get transportation? Since, you know, kind of not. I literally put that to the back of my mind. I completely forgot the tractor was here. I saw steel and just ran for it. Well, I guess I saw coal power and then steel production and then... Yeah, it is what it is. Actually, I'm thinking about it right now. I'm making more... Yeah. Okay. I was thinking about something in my head. I have to go address the screw situation because each of the assemblers only make 5 reinforced plate per minute, whereas even this is making 12. So right now, considering I need 400 reinforced plating, that's going to be the bottleneck. So I need to address that first, rather than continuing to goof off. So I'll have to upgrade all of these to Mark IIs, which, yes, it will use up some of the reinforced plating, but hopefully it's faster. Wow, that's actually using up a lot. And I mean, worst case scenario, I can come back and take it all. So okay. Screws are down here. Alright. So we have 60 screws going into each now. So with that improvement, these should be operating 100% of the time. So at least we're making the full 10. I can't go any higher than that, unfortunately. Even though I'm making 200 screws worth, you know. 'Cause each one of those makes 50, so 4, 200, and then these are only using up, you know, 60 times 2 or 120 per minute. So let's go check. Yep. Meanwhile, this is probably already somewhat near done. I wouldn't say it is, but yeah. So counting, we're below halfway, near halfway. I think I'll do that. Let's drop everything off. That I theoretically won't find any more of in the wild. I think we're just going to bring stuff that I can find in the wild, as well as... Okay, well... Should just make a separate one. Let's see. Save that. I don't plan to make a miner for it, because I don't think it'll be close by. Wait, we'll see. I mean, honestly, I'll find this. I will find some of this. I think I'll find all of these things. Maybe, honestly, I'll probably find summer sloops, so... Okay. I'm not intending to find any crashed pods, but we... Ooh, you know what? I need the MAM. Definitely need the MAM, so... What does it take to build one? 5, 15, and 5? Did I get that right? 45. 5, 15, and 45. 15 cable. Alright, so we have enough to make a MAM. Let's go looking for some SAM. And hopefully when we get back, we're ready for logistics, and we might even be ready for majority of the blueprint. Obviously barring modular frames, but, you know, we'll see. So, looking... There's not much with regards to... Oh, there's 2 normal nodes right here? Oh, that'd be great in the future. Those are 2 copper nodes, I'm assuming? Oh, they're also iron nodes. That's nice. Sword might have been smart to get, but it's fine. Oh wow, lots of normal iron nodes, which is nice. I definitely think with how many iron nodes are here, I might make my iron processing facility here. We're gonna do a little sneaking. Hi, buddy. Oh, he definitely detected me. Hello. Goodbye. You never saw me. I was never here. Sometimes, depending on like how fast they are, they can end up like following you, and then they just keep following you because they're faster than you. And then you're just running for your life. Oh, pure limestone, that would be a treat. Oh, and there's lots of coal right here. Oh, this is great. So I think, yeah, like I think iron and steel making will be a pretty good thing to do here. And technically, you could just have your whole factory here, it looks like, but... Whoops. 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 Alright. Let's see. How are we doing? This is all new stuff. That's cool. Get zapped. Get zapped. Oh, jeez. Oh, I thought I got him. Okay, there we go. I feel like there might be some up here. One of these outcroppings. The game tends to hide the rarer stuff higher up, since technically that's like supposed to be harder to get up places. Even though sometimes that's not necessarily true. Sometimes it's very easy to go up. Oops. I guess this was just some parkouring. You can use this as a nice little vantage point, though. So Sam is a really noticeable resource at the very least. Ouch. It's like bright purple. Very unlikely that you're gonna sort of mistake it for a different one, especially because it's not like... It's not purple mixed into like stone, like the way this is. Those slabs of stone will be purple if it's Sam. I do see a Mercer sphere right over there. You know, if I had a vehicle. The scary thing is that the farther you go from starter bases... Oh. So the farther you go from starter bases, the more likely you are to run into things that are terrifying, creature-wise. And I feel like right here, especially, I'm going to run into that. Because this looks spooky. I do see a guy right here. I will pick him up. This is a very cool structure, geographically. Hey, there's one of you. I don't know what your name is, still. See, no, I guess those are still normal, huh? Earlier on, we ran into a creature that was much bigger, so... near the edge. Really hoping. Oh yeah, that's a big one right there. Whoops. See, these guys hurt me the most just because, like, I can't really dodge them that easily. Like, I can't dodge them and get a quick amount of damage on them at the same time. You kind of, like, have to choose to tank the hits and damage them, or just avoid them, really, honestly. Luckily, I mean, if you're trying to avoid them, they're not hard at all to avoid. But if you're trying to stick around and fight, the what's it called? Their projectiles actually do anticipate where you're going. So that could be a bit of an issue if you're trying to, you know, take them on. Right. This is a nice coastline. I'm not seeing any Sam. There's a crash site up here. Alright. There's a Mercer Sphere. Hey, that's a cool amount of sulfur right here. Oh, and there's a purple guy right there. Oh, that'd be killer to get. But he's being surrounded. Oh well. Is that a... That's a blue one. Let's go for the Mercer Sphere. Oh, not gonna make it that way. Might be safer just to go this way. Oh, there's a big guy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
The effigies ripples through our temples, our veins nearly touch. He is shy, notes shall be taken and played.
From a certain perspective, your brain looks like it is processing language, but there is no auditory data. If you are hearing voices that are not mine, this is no cause for concern. It is a common side effect of extreme pressure and stress.
Alright. If the game's struggling to handle this with the new mod for graphics, I will definitely have to turn it off, which will be unfortunate, but it's better than having my computer crash. It's odd because the CPU usage is nowhere near the temperature, like, max, so... And I applied the thermal paste, so I know that it should be transferring heat properly, but... We'll see. Okay. I don't see any Sam around. I think we'll make a loop out like this way and then head back to our home base. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Ooch. There. That didn't feel great. Let's start circling around. Enemies have not detected me yet. Yep, my computer's heating up. Let's go check the temps. Where is it? Sorry about that sound. All right, I'm monitoring my temps. So there's the CPU temps, and then we have our, clock speed. So we'll see. Because my CPU should be able to hit 100 without temp issues. So yeah, it's right there at 82 already. Jeez. Yeah, it's got to be the mod. So any Sam. I keep saying it's got to be the mod, but that's totally a lie. It could be my computer, but I just really hope it isn't. I don't want to have to open it up and mess with the cooler and all that. See, it's not too hard going down. It's quick because I can crouch and slide, but going up, no matter what, will be slow, which is annoying. Yeah, I don't see any good old Sam. This is an entirely new biome right over here. Okay, come on. Nothing up here? Dang. Would have hoped. Alright. Well, I think we'll head back towards our home base. Some Sam would have been nice to find, but if we can't, it's alright. This totally doesn't look like it. Oh, yep, that's a death trap. Not dealing with that. Not one bit. I am perfectly fine. Thank you very much. Yeah. Lots of food here, which is nice. I can only imagine it's because it's not a desert. Okay, I'm gonna cry. Not actually, but I'm running for my life. Nope. Oh no, and my way back's closed off. By radiation and more. Alright, so we're heading this direction now. No, you can hear him. Oh, jeez, I hate that. You can literally hear them. I hate it so much. Oh my gosh, that's terrifying. I hate it so much. See, and the issue is, they're so much faster than you. And those were the things I was specifically talking about. That no matter how fast you go, they catch up to you. Maybe I got out of its aggro range. Last time I thought that, it managed to get me from like super far away and just scared me so bad. So I don't trust them anymore. I literally I stopped hearing the skittering, so I was like, oh, I guess I'm good. And then all of a sudden, I just hear the scree, and then I freak out. But oh well, we'll have to take this way. They're very odd looking things, like jars. You know what? I should be able to get you. some iron. Ooh, there's a Mercer Sphere right here. Don't mind if I do. Oh boy. Alright, we didn't find what I was looking for, which kinda sucks, but we can come back later and search for it again. Maybe search this direction. Let's go check on storage bins and see what we got. Oh shucks, I didn't set up a storage bin. I really hope it didn't max out at 100. That would suck. It looks like it did. Oh, 200. Okay. In that case, let's set this back. Oh, I'm out of iron plates. It's almost like I dumped my inventory. How are we doing over here? Not great, but, you know. We're still down. Yeah, we're like halfway on this. So. We'll need the steel beams because they're used primarily for the tier 3 belts, which is what I'm going to switch pretty much everything that's tier 2 over to. Which, honestly, in that case, it's going to recoup a lot of the reinforced plating, so I might just do that ahead of time, but we'll see. Well, since we're waiting, I'm trying to think of what to do. Should I start swapping things over to manifolds? Oops, oops, okay. Should I should just help finish this. I can grab plates and screws myself. And just beat out the, yeah. Go grab some screws myself. Because I know these are backed up. So we'll work on that. Very exciting, you know? So hopefully between us and the 2 assemblers, I think by the time I run out of... Oh, I ran out of plates? Oh, I was expecting to run out of screws first. Let's go take a look at the plates and see how we're doing. No, we don't have any excess. We're using them all up. So... yeah, that's fine, I guess. I don't know. Because we're making 80, supposedly. quite large actually for a factory floor. I'm like looking at it. Funny enough, this might actually be... So my previous world, where I was trying to build like a quote-unquote mega factory, I wasn't doing it like this. I was doing it more like just built a giant slab and just started placing blueprinted, you know, factory sections in. I didn't really think about how like that becomes very hard to organize, especially compared to this. This is very, this isn't, this is very nice having it color coded. So it's just one of those things where I hadn't really thought about it, but I was at the point where I think my max belt size was 480. I had gotten up to the 480 point, but I just got, I was like struggling with a lot of indecision. So I just, something that helps is having, like streaming it helps for me because that ends up pushing me to actually complete it. So obviously if you dilly-dally, there's not much point in streaming yourself just doing nothing, making no progress, really. I mean, having fun, obviously, but like, indecision's not necessarily fun, I would say. So arguably, you know, plenty of that build up. So that's nice. So what's going on here? Are we... Oh, this is copper, okay. This is, I don't care about this. Go check on iron. How are we doing? We are not making a lot of iron. And what is the holdup with that? Because this is a tier... This is not a tier 2. This is also not a tier 2. That's a lot, distance-wise. I don't even know. Am I transporting... Let's go see. That's very long to be... You're telling me I set this all up to be tier 2? Is this a pure node? Because if it is, and I'm running it... Oh my gosh, I'm running it at half capacity. Why? Okay, so... Literally... Leading up to the base, it's all tier 2. And then at the base, I did it as tier 1. Which is just a huge, monumental waste. Alright. Because that means I've only been running at half. Oh, I've been playing for 2 hours, apparently. Can I turn that off? I would have thought it would have been in here, but I guess not. That's weird. I don't know how I feel about having... I guess that makes sense. They have, I'm referring to some settings being in multiple menus. So, for example, in the controller, they have tooltip toggle, but down here in input assistance, they have tooltip toggle. So, I mean, I guess it does make sense. But, alright, let's see. Disable seasonal events. That's funny. Okay, I don't think there's anything to... Yeah, I don't think there's anything to get rid of that pop-up for like how frequently you've been using it. Hey, look at that. Now we're pulling stuff quickly. That's much better. Now I have a sneaking suspicion. Nope, okay, we're doing tier 2s. And we should do tier 2 up till it gets split, at least. Because then that'll be... yeah, 60 either way. So plates are being constantly grabbed. This makes sense. Cool. Alright. Can't believe I had that short-sightedness. Didn't realize. Granted, I don't think it matters all too much. I think in the end it's gonna just backfill and then it just won't sort of do anything, but I don't know. I just didn't realize, I guess. I guess in the meantime, the thing to do will just be going... you know what? Blueprint mode, yeah. We'll wait for blueprints because I want to start tapping all the resource nodes, but to do that in a cleaner fashion will require, okay, let me make... let's just make one for each real quick. Missing some iron plates, wow. Once I get the blueprints, I can make belt highways a lot easier, and that'll be a big deal for keeping everything organized. Because already, I mean, I tried my best to align the lines with some of the natural sort of structures, but if I actually had a vehicle, I wouldn't be able to like cross any of these lines. So like realistically, this whole region, it's not a dead zone, but if I was here, well, okay, that, no. So if I was here, for example, I'd have to travel all the way down to where my base is to make it out, or through here to make it out. And if I'm up here, like a simpler one is just being like here, you have to go all the way out here to get around instead of just being able to go straight. So in terms of maneuverability, it starts interfering. And right now, I'm only tapping these nodes, but there's nodes all over this map. So, you know, if I start just, you know, I'm hoping more would show up because I saw a bunch, especially down here. If I start tapping all of these and then have them at floor level, this is just completely like, destroyed. I'm not going to be able to navigate that at all. So, it's part of the conundrum. I'm going to go take some belts. I would expect you to be backing up with belts, but I guess not. All right. So this will flow into here. This will flow into here. Let's start splitting it again. Cool. I think I'm gonna go start submitting these items. Did I put this one away? I did. Where's the crafting bench? I know I already have one placed. There it is. I can just make one because I don't know, how am I making? I'm bringing in 120, splitting it, so 60 to each set. So 60 feeds this completely. 60 feeds 2 of these. So I'm getting 40 per minute. And at 40 per minute... Okay, thankfully I made that. Oh, I'm actually running a... Am I really running a deficit on iron plates? Because that's 30. And this is only getting 60 of the iron. Yeah, I guess I am. The only saving grace is that it sort of auto-balances. Once I run out of plates, the screws will back up. Once the screws will back up, I mean, technically they're already backed up. But, you know, once they back up, then the plates will get more resources and it'll auto-balance. It's cool because it'll auto-balance because they're being fed by the same line. Ooh, that was close. But in the future, that won't be the case. So I'll have to build overflow valves, which you can do pretty easily with the smart splitter, but I don't have that just yet. So I think the one thing I might do, I'm gonna see if there's a mod for it, but Factorio makes manifolds very simple because no, because that's actually changing sort of how the gameplay works. Yeah. I was referring to how in Factorio you can set up manifolds really easily because when you're putting items in automatically versus manually, there's an automatic limit. So let's say, you know, they use arms in that instead of conveyor belts, but say an arm is putting an item in. If there's 5 items in, it won't put another in because that's the automatic max. Manually, you could just dump 50 or 100, whatever it is. But that makes it a lot easier to do the manifolds because the machines at the start of the line don't just eat up all the resources. They cap out really quickly. Compared to, you know, Satisfactory where, you know, items have to reach their stack size, which can be quite high for some items. So you end up spending a lot of time delayed and waiting for max efficiency. So I think I'm just waiting now. Halfway there. Interesting. We'll have plenty more iron later, but for now we don't. So that sucks. I think I'm going to do that thing I mentioned where I'm just gonna destroy the tier 2 belts and just take the resources. Because, let me see, I have 43 to make, so that's 14. No, that's a Mark 1. Wait, you're kidding me, I just have a Mark 1 stuck in here? Oh, jeez. Okay. So, I have 14 and then 18, so that's going to be 32, and then this will be 43. That alone is 28. I mean, So, yeah, I mean, realistically, I should be able to take this and just run with it. Especially if I just take the tier 2 stuff from above. Not this. Let me see, because I think these are tier 2s. Yeah. So I might do that. I need some more space in my inventory if I were to do that, though, so I will be dropping some stuff off. You know what? Let's grab this. The other thing about Factorio, which is a little nice, is that let's say I select this and I see that, oh, I only have 4/6, but I can make 140 more. It lets you pick the thing to craft, and like I can choose to craft this, and it will step its way up. It'll craft iron plates first, then some screws. If it needs, like, if let's say I didn't have the alternate recipe, it would do iron rods, then screws, and then it would make reinforced iron plates. I wouldn't need to make the individual pieces, which would be nice. All right, let's just make a bunch of these. I think by the time I'm going to be done, if I'm balancing the timings right, I think if I make... Honestly, probably if I just make half, it should probably balance out. I will say, the one thing I'm a little iffy with on Factorio, having played it just at the start, is that, like, everything's measured in, like, you know, items per second, but then you have these arms, and when you use them, they tell you how fast they move by, like, their rotation speed. Which, if you do the math, you can figure out how quick you know, get resources. But for an example, the base arm is like 302 degrees per second. And so once you do the math, it's transporting less than an item per second because it has to swing one way, grab the item, swing over to the machinery, drop the item off, swing back to pick up the item again. So it's 360 degrees round trip. So it's not like firstly, it doesn't tell you how many items it transports per second, which is one, you know, just preference. But then aside from that, it's like, hey, this thing needs an item a second, so I have to put like 2 arms on it to get it to like actually process quick enough. It's just a little silly to me, is all. There might be actual reasons. I have not been playing long enough to know them. I'm just simply saying that from my perspective, it's sort of just like, I wish that was that way. You know? Let's see. I didn't make it halfway, but let's see how much they've made in the meantime. Oh, look at that. We're done. Let's go turn that in and get ourselves some Mark III belts. Boy, oh boy, do I look forward to them. Because it's just these. It's just the steel beams. Boom.
Milestone reached. Improved storage containers and the conveyor belt Mark III provide the obviously necessary tools for improving your current setup. Production speed is of the essence after all. So work hard. Work as if every person you have ever or will ever love is depending solely on the choices that you make. Because they are. Warning. Fix-it psychologists recommend not dwelling on the crushing mental and physical strain of your responsibilities and simply continuing to be productive. Hard work has repeatedly proven to be the best cure for any kind of stress. Now back to work.
Well, that's not stressful at all, you know? All right. But this is where the magic happens because this is so much easier to make and quicker to make than the reinforced plates. So this is a huge step up for logistics. And they also transport more. They transport 270, which is a little interesting because like none of the resource nodes do 270. 270's like it's a weird mix, you know. But I think we're at a spot where we can start, especially, I think the first thing I'm going to do is go over to our concrete production because that is definitely being hurt by this. Because I have them all feeding into like one. So I believe that is my normal node and these two are the impure ones. So these are doing 60, which is fine. Both of these are doing 60 and then this one's doing... Okay, wait a minute. Are these normal or impure? So that's 30, it's 30, and that's 60. So in total, we have 120 on the line. So this shouldn't be backed up at all, actually. I guess it isn't. I thought it was for some reason. I was like, I guess I just thought that I wasn't making that much. Okay, really? Whoops. I thought I wasn't making enough limestone, but I guess I am bringing enough in. Either way, let's get the blueprint. We'll start playing around with them. It'll be fun. Okay. We're looking at 45 per minute off of an 120 belt. Yeah, I see why. Oh, well. Oh, one moment. I'm gonna mute my microphone real quick, but I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Just had to check something. I think I could definitely do a lot of iron without needing to sort of update the logistics. Real quick, I mean, see, we already have so much. Alright. Concrete and cable. Am I still going to avoid making cable? Really? Yeah, I think I am. Alright. 500 cable. I have plenty. Honestly, I think I'm just going to be super lazy. Just come on over here. Just put down a few constructors and just feed them manually. I'm out of cable. Let's make 30 per minute. That's making 30 per minute. And I will be over here making... Let's see. It's like 2 a second. So I guess like 120 a minute. Oh. That might not work. For tomorrow. Okay. Let's see what's going on. 200. We'll go see how much the others have made. Probably not even 30. Oh, right there at 30. And then I'll have to make the modular frames still. So that's still going to take a while. So I think that'll give me the chance to... Do I want to, though? That's the question. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of reinforced plates. Let me get started on that. Luckily, replacing a lot of the belts with tier 3 belts will just naturally give me more to work with. So, upping these to tier 3. So, yeah, now I've got plenty of reinforced. These tier 1 belts? Yeah, these are tier 1s. That's a tier 2 belt. Okay, let's see. How many... Look at that, I have 200. Just like that. I think that's more than enough for the modular frames. So let's go see. Because maybe I miscounted. Wow, I definitely miscounted. Although I think the limit is not the plates. I think it's the rods that are the issue. So okay. This is where running around to crash sites is fun because you just pick up a lot of stuff. So half the time with these like requirements, you just have the items already. Unfortunately, this is not. There's not too many crashed ships around here. A lot more in other places. All right, we're all out. Have I been making iron rods? I don't think I have. No. Holding off until the blueprints just because it'll take a little more time, but it'll be more convenient in the long run. So look at all these iron lines that are being unused. Could totally bring in part of the issue. I don't have the machinery to process them yet. Actually, I do have the belt capacity now, so I could just bring more in. Speed things along. I mean, I guess my only limitation is the speed of the belts. You know what? Let's go do that. Let us address that. And because these are more convenient now, let's update our hotbar items with the new tier 3 ones, just by default. Okay. Oops. I think I'll actually start updating this right now, because I'll be able to merge another belt on and then start activating more smelters. I hope I'm not picking up all of this. Okay, cool. Bit of a waste doing that, but it's fine for now. Cool part is bringing over all of these belts. This is quite a few belts put together, in all honesty. So let's bring these back. Put a merger. I'll put a merger right here. And then we can use the Mark III belts and just merge them over there. I think we'll go with Mark IIs up to over here. And then we'll end up putting a merger. Put a merger right here. We can downgrade these down to 2s. Same thing here. Put it in, and then that will be going to tier 3. So this will up our production potential quite a lot. So now we just go over to our iron area and then do the same. Start turning on more of the smelters, because with 270 we can turn on 9 of the smelters. So we're going from 4 to 9, albeit we might just stick with the 8 smelters, depending on how it looks. Yeah, we're just going to do the 8 smelters. So luckily we get to turn this whole line on. Very cool. So we have Mark IIIs. That needs to be a Mark III. Actually, that just doesn't need to exist. Yeah. And so this has to be a tier 2. This has to be a tier 2. And then the rest of these are all linked up. And good to go. Yep. So we've doubled our iron processing ability. Alright. So I think I already set these to tier 3 being pulled out. I did. So that's really cool. So now we actually have... Now we're actually processing more. I can bring this over time and then up the amount we're generating for reinforced plates. Now, granted, I have a bunch more now. But, you know? I think one of the things I'm going to do... I'm going to take... this over here. I think I'm going to make the... Okay, really? Let's start making the processing section for this. So we'll have 4 to start with. Because these just use 15. So these 4 are only going to use up 60 per minute. And honestly... yeah, we'll still do the belt balancing for now. Okay, I'm being silly. I'm already forgetting how to do the belt balancing. Okay. Let's see, so the whole setup is just going to need 60. And I'm out of plates. Because of course I'm out of plates. Okay, cool. So, do the same thing, put a floor hole about here. Just to get it started. I'll just... sure. It's a different tone of red, so that works. And then we'll have... and I'm out of plates again. Should really set up a... if I get the smart splitters, it'll be worth it. Setting up storage bins with the sort of outlets for each material. So I can at least get like overflow and stuff. Thank you. Oh, I'm missing iron rods. Okay. Well, that's mighty interesting. I think I'm going to leave that alone. Go. Wrong processing line. Why are these running yellow? Oh, because it's backing up. same deal. I think I'm just going to slap down a bunch of constructors and have them making rods for me, manually inputting stuff. I don't have iron rods to make them. That's funny. I don't even have the iron rods to make power poles. Kinda crazy. There we go. We'll make 50 each, so 150. Yeah, I definitely should have gone about like sort of mapping stuff out and then just slapping down a single constructor for each resource after mapping. That way, at the very least, I have some of everything. I think that's what kind of got me the first playthrough, and that's where I kind of shut down. I sort of started building things to such a grand scale, and I kind of froze all my production. So it was kind of like, not great. So I think that before I start making facilities and stuff, I'm going to try and find Sam for sure, because you can make dimensional depots and get stuff across. Probably already described them like 4 times. Just can't remember if I did. I think... Okay. I always do that. I always jump too far. Not like 3 times. It's just so much fun. Can't help myself. Okay, so now we're able to bring this one here, and then just use this one to... Whoops. I didn't mean to do that, but oh well. I didn't mean to do that either. I think we're good for setting up the rest of the line. Yep. Alright. Ironically, I might end up waiting longer for getting the steel parts than rest. Okay, I actually need to build out this stuff now so that I can actually reach these. And honestly, yeah, we'll bring this out. So that's the output lane, this is the input lane. So let's go grab from the splitter. And we're gonna just bring it all the way over. So, see, that's gonna be gross. So we're just gonna back that up. I'm missing steel beams, but it can totally reach. break these down. And honestly, let's bring more... Oh, but I'm trying to avoid that. We'll turn this one off again, because we're not using it just yet. So, I think that's made plenty. So I think we need to focus again on this one. So... Purple. Let me paint while I have the opportunity as I'm running over. Okay. And that's orange. Honestly, I should have picked like just a single row of colors and stuck to them, because now I have to like think about which one it is. Like, which red is this? Is it this red? Or is it a different red? I don't know. Because I chose to do this. Yeah, that looks like the correct red. But... Okay, so we should be able to grab this, pipe it right in. Once I get industrial storage containers. Actually, I think I already have them. I do. Let's swap this out for this. Yeah. These are much better. I don't think I'm ever going to use the normal ones. Beyond them just already being, you know, in place. I don't think there's ever really a need for me to build a new one of this variant. Let's just grab some of these. Yeah, I think next I'm gonna up our processing for steel, because I don't think I have nearly enough steel production to keep up, especially with all the belts I'm going to be building. I'm going to be building a lot of belts. Especially with belt highways and stuff. It's going to be a lot. I'm wondering now, because blueprints will auto-connect belts and stuff. I'm now wondering if the belts... If I put down 2 different tiers of belts, how do they connect? I don't know. I'll have to find out. But in the meantime... Cool. I still have the room here for the cables, so it's cool. Oh, geez. I built it this way? I guess I did. That should be fine. There's definitely space. I'm not going to run into that section, so... It's alright. It's alright. But let's grab down the industrial storage. Just put one down. Oh no, did I mess up the sizing? Oh geez, that's not great. Luckily, the only saving grace for that is I'm still able to pull it out and it shouldn't appear on top. Oh, but it doesn't even line up at all. Wow, I messed that up bad. Well, oh well. Let's go take a look. Hopefully it's not visible, because if it is, that's going to be really painful. I mean, I guess not really. I just don't end up putting anything. Wow, that looks stupid. I'll be leaving it just for the meantime, because, you know, rushing to get to the blueprint machine, but you know, something tells me I'm gonna make 100 of these you know, what are they called again? Modular frames. And then I'm going to need like another 50 or so. I don't know why I think that, you know? So we'll probably be wrapping up the stream here soon. But we managed to make it to to Mark III belts. So that's a pretty big deal for me, at least. What's really cool is that the next tier of belts is not hard to make at all. It's literally just going to be these steel beams mixed with concrete. So I'm not really worried about that one either. And that's going to be the 480. That's going to be the one that we kind of lay down everywhere. And that's going to be our belt highways, at least for the time being. So I think the thing for me is going to be once I saturate all of the belt lines I intended to when I started this starter base, that's when I'll stop bringing resources here and we'll let it run, have it set up. This should be able to make a majority of things. Thinking like Mark IV belts, like the resources for all the belts, resources for all the buildings, pretty much such that this thing running in the background will let me build whatever I want elsewhere in the map. And then we'll, actually start building dedicated, resource depots and sort of facilities rather than just a single giant structure. Granted, this isn't bad or anything, because you can end up layering this. You can just have multiple floors and then multiply your production that way. But I don't want to do that. I could probably go the whole game doing that. But I don't want to. That's I guess the only reason. So. Alright, back to this. So. Honestly, I could just toss down a bunch of assemblers and just feed. Yeah, I think I'll just hand feed a bunch of assemblers. That does sound easiest. So, I think we'll just do that. Oh, I need rotors. I think I left them over here. I did. I think rotors are the only thing I'm gonna need from this chest. So, something I learned, they added power shards, which are a late game resource that you can make, which let you essentially do the same thing that you would use the power slugs for. So I'm not gonna hold on to them anymore. Might as well just use them. Alright. So just for the time being, we're just gonna slap down, say, 4 of these. Just feed power to each of them. And we'll manually give them resources. So let's go grab all of this. Can I actually access it? That's kind of funny that I can access it from up top. Kind of funny, kind of funny. So 2 per minute. Whoo-wee. Is that brutal? Very slow. Literally make 2 like every few seconds. Alright, so we'll drop 15 there. 15 there. We'll just have those working. Because we also make them. I'll probably leave these to keep working because pretty sure that the blueprint machine is going to require modular frames to build it. Like, I think the resources we have to use to research it are the identical. So hopefully we can get that. That'll be a big deal. And then we'll probably spend some time putting together all that light flickering. Oh, it's the cables. Because the cables are thin. That's a little funny. Oh look, we have 2. Granted, it's giving us 8, so it's not bad. It's just funny. How are we doing on this front? Are we operating at max efficiency? Yes, we are. In fact, we're actually saturated. So, theoretically, we could expand it to 8 right away. Okay. Where am I going? Going right here. I'm still gonna have to wait on, I have to make some more cables. I have more than enough concrete, but I am gonna have to wait on the steel beams. So, we'll be spending quite a lot of time in the blueprint machine, so I'm not too worried. Like, once we have that, things will be spun up for a while. So by the time we get back to like actually building things, I think we'll have plenty of resources for a while. And let's make more cables. I think we'll stop at that amount. We'll leave the crafting bench here. Oh, I managed to get the 1550. I didn't realize. Let's go take a look real quick. Yep, definitely slacking. So, realistically, until we get tier 2 miners, it's not really worth pushing to, you know, up our production rate, because not tier 2, Mark 2 miners, because once we get the Mark 2 miners, pretty much every resource is going to be doubled. At least with how much we can tap from it. So, alright, we're held back by that. So, I think we'll just keep making modular frames while we're waiting. I'd like to at least unlock it and be able to build it to start off next stream. So I think that'll be our closing point for this one. I kind of forgot what I put in those. I kind of mixed up the different chests. I was like, huh, why do I have 2 storage containers? This should be steel. And I'm like, oh, why is that reinforced plate? Like, I completely confused myself. A little funny. All right. Oh, I did not mean to crouch. Honestly, that was a little funny. Did not expect to crouch. And I did it again. For some reason my fingers wanted to press C instead of D. What was that? Oh. Alright, and that's where we went. Too big. Cool. I want to test out, honestly, while we're waiting, I kind of want to test out the curve mode. Zoop. Caps, scroll, adjust the angle. Zoop direction is vanilla. Oh, that's actually... Yo. And if I do caps and scroll... But does that do it for the whole thing, or... Oh yeah, that's definitely the whole thing. That's really cool, actually. I'm kind of curious to see... Let's see, with an angle of 5, how does that look? Wow, that's really nice. You know, for my road system on my first playthrough, I completely avoided curves because I saw how people were doing it, like, manually. And some interesting techniques. Very interesting, I will admit. But, oh my gosh, to do it for each and every curve that you want. Okay, okay. I really need to fill in these holes. To do it for every single curve you want, just it's too tedious for me. I'm not dedicated enough to do that. Because it's like, pick a center block and then build out from that center block however, you know, wide you want your curve's radius to be. And then you're gonna, like, build on top of the block, then, you know, control, like, scroll once to turn it, like, essentially doing like this. They're like, ah, so, like, oh, well, I'm still in curve mode. You hold, like, why is this being silly? Well, they can stand on top. I can't, but, like, you'd be on top, and then you would ever so slightly change it each time. And it's just, that's a lot. It really is. It's impressive, but I'm not one to do that. Alright, let's go launch this. See what we need to make it. And then we'll call it. And down I go. Kind of funny. This is launching, like, right into the ground. I have never looked, but I'm gonna go watch.
Milestone reached. Blueprints reduce repetitive building tasks, further optimizing your progression towards saving Earth, with its beautiful ecosystems, abundant natural resources, and sunsets over frolicking puppies and kittens. The Blueprint Designer allows you to build and combine structures once and then duplicate that configuration effortlessly. Any complaints about the spatial restrictions will only reveal your own inefficiencies.
That's a little silly. I don't know if it still does this, but it might actually still be up there. Might be like a little speck in the sky. Not entirely sure. But either way, cool thing is that now we can make the Blueprint Designer. Ah, look at that. 15 modular frames. A lot cheaper, but still there. I think I'm gonna put this down as 6. So We need some concrete, need some modular frames, and need some more steel, which, I mean, it'll be making itself. So, I think the first blueprint I'm going to make is going to be these smelters. Trying to make a more compact version of these, you know, balanced portions. Because, I mean, I think I'll try to have 8 and 9 sections. Because I don't actually know. Is there any benefit to having 9? Because, like, 480, that fits nicely. 16. Oh, I don't know what the highest tier is, to be honest. Also fits nicely for 8. So see, like, the smelters feel like they're built for 8. The foundry, on the other hand... Foundry feels like it's built for, like... The foundry's weird. I don't know what the foundry's built for. Let's go check on the modular frames. How many they made. Need 6. Oh, that might be enough. I think this one made... Oh, wow, yeah. Cool. So that's enough on the modular frame front. Let's go get concrete. Alright. Let's go get some plates. Where am I making the plates? Pretty sure I'm making them right here. Yep. I think I will build my little blueprint area just over here. Since I already have this ramp sort of feeding into it. So I think we'll do 6 by 6. Since the blueprint machine is 4 by 4. So, and we'll use... this one we won't put a gap. I think we'll just have it right against, since it's not going to have any production stuff. Oh, I might be completely wrong. This might actually take up more than 4 by 4. Because it's 4 for the actual, like, panels, but... Yeah, so... I mean, this is fine. It's not a big deal. It's just funny. I didn't consider that, really. That seems matched corner-wise. Yeah, that's cool. Gives me some good space to work with. I will have to move this cabling out of the way. Rather than have it connect up to here. I guess I get started with just replacing that with a tier 2. There we go. And the whole network still has power. I think while we're waiting on the steel, something I can do is actually... Wow, really? Just like that? Missing the iron rod still? Oop. Overshot it? Wow. Okay, that's a lot now. Not hurting for them at all. I'm gonna drop down the awesome sink. Drop down a good old industrial storage bin. gonna make ourselves a bunch of DNA capsules. Later in the game, these are... I've already spoken about that. That I do remember. See, I have to find stuff to talk about that isn't what I'm actively doing in the game. Because, like, after I've done the same task 5 times, there's not much to talk about regarding it. At that point, you just start repeating yourself. Ooh, I didn't realize I had 8 coupons. I could do a lot with that. Not really, but like, that's what I tell myself. Alright. Since we're going to be getting the blueprint, let's start getting some stuff for it. Oh, those would be nice. Those would be nice. Lighting would be nice. Foundations would also be nice. See, that's what got me last time. I took so long to build my highways because I was waiting for like all these different blocks. Okay, I will say, I do think that I'm going to get the catwalks. I think that for sure. So that's 5. I would also like to get, see, concrete's nice. I think I'm gonna go for the asphalt first. And then 1. Railing's nice, but not really a big deal. We'll hold on to the last one. There we go. That doesn't really help us with regards to blueprinting. I know I said that was the point, but with this, now we can actually do something I was hoping to do. Is it's a setup. Okay, wait a minute. This is actually I'm like sitting here about to run away with it, completely forgetting that this is just the intersection. And also I'm gonna have to replace it with a T section anyways. Same thing here. Oh geez, I clicked the wrong thing. Straight catwalk. I think, what options do I have? I have ramps and stairs. How are the stairs looking? Well, that's quite steep. That's not bad. Ooh, ramps are quite slow. But stairs are better. And look at that. I mean, this seems pretty nice if I don't say so myself. And we have ladders spruced in. Look at that. I dare say that was a smart purchase. So we'll have to make a T intersection here, and then a T intersection here. up. Right, we'll grab this. Same deal here. I think we're gonna stop it there. Oh, 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 oh. Well, that just happened. Oh, well. It happens, it happens. It just like completely flew off the building. I will say that is a little nicer on the distance than what I did with the other one, which I'll probably have to address. So say like there. Yeah, okay. I think we'll definitely go and do that. This is just like one too far out. 'Cause it's kind of like leaves no room for mistake if you kind of run off. Whereas this one, I mean, like, you run down this, you have some... Oh, and this keeps you stuck to the ground? Oh, that's really convenient. Okay. Okay, also we're gonna change this to being a T-joint. T-junction. And these are really cheap to build, so like, they're very nice for building moving. One more. Oh, this will be a fun one. Pretty sure this is just going to be two T junctions, one after the other. Well, not one after the other, but no. We'll bring it right there. This will go further. This will also go further. Don't know to where, but it will. Now it's looking like an actual factory. All you need are catwalks, apparently, you know? Nope. Oh, you can curve with the junctions? That'll be real cool. Oh, I'm out of materials. It's crazy. I used them all up. Except not really, because there's more rods right here. I should not have grabbed all of them. I'll say that's a little silly. Alright, let's go see blueprint. Hopefully we have enough steel by now. So, I'm actually curious. So, running like this, do you run faster on this? I think you do. I counted about like 9 seconds, so let's see. No, not really. And if there is an increase, it's minimal. But either way, very cool. All right, time to build ourselves a blueprint designer. We'll just leave it there for the next time. I think that's the appropriate amount. Nope. There we go. So that's the appropriate amount. There we go. I forget if I have to
Once
power
you
it.
have built a satisfactory blueprint, interact
Nope.
with the Blueprint Designer terminal to save it. It will then be available in the Blueprints tab of your build menu. Blueprints can always be edited to correct mistakes or optimize. If you find yourself struggling to work within the set size restrictions, remember that this is a you problem, and efficiency can always be improved.
It's not very nice. Well, either way, we now have a blueprint designer. So I think, let me actually try using this thing correctly. I think, so I think the goals with the belt blueprint, the belt highway, I'm thinking of having 8 belts, 2 tiers of 4. I want to keep the center, I want to raise it up probably 25 meters. That's plenty of clearance. I want it to have a roof to anticipate, well, no, this one shouldn't have a roof or anything. Yep. Let's see. I think we'll go for that. Then I think the next thing is tap, you know, so get all the nodes, saturate the factory, and then start moving on. Definitely get jetpack. Definitely. So I think those are good. Well, we made some pretty good progress. Unlocked the blueprint. Got tier 3 belts. So I think this is a good spot. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a fun stream. I think we, you know, made a lot of progress. So hope you guys have a good afternoon. Bye.